Hello again. So, for this video, I'm going to teach you about the first real tool that hunters use. Well, tools. Yeah, tools. So, um, these two are basically in every hunter's toolkit. Um, they pretty much work against everything spirit-wise. And, yeah, they're just great things. So those two are salt and iron. Salt is kind of like a pure substance, and no spirit can cross it. So, if you've ever watched Supernatural, which they try, I'm just kidding, I love that show. It's good. Yeah. But anyway, so, um, no spirit can cross a line of salt unless it can fly, but usually that doesn't happen. Um, so, you don't want to get the de-iodized salt, you want to just get the plain, and actually preferably rock salt. This is a mixture of rock salt and de-iodized, but yeah, you want a lot of that. You can use it in many different ways. You can throw it at a spirit and it'll dissipate temporarily, kind of like I don't know. Imagine hitting a spirit with a brick wall. It's kind of what it's like. On demons, they like fly back and they just get really pissed off. That's if you throw it at them. Lots of spirits react differently. I know that wares, if you throw salt on them or if you shoot salt with them, shoot salt at them, their hide burns off. It's not actually a hide, but I'll get to that later. Later. But yeah, salt is a great thing, and it's inexpensive, which is great. You can load it into shotgun shells, which I don't have any on me right now. Do I? No. But yeah, you can load it into shotgun shells and make rock salt shells, which are cool. They're just very loud, so I only recommend using them in a place where the police is very far away, in case you want to get criminal charges placed against you, depending on your state, that is. Um, but yeah, you can do a lot with salt. You can even coat blades in it if you're into that sort of thing, and it's a great tool. Um, Also, salt is a key ingredient in holy water. Who knew? Um, there is a blessing that you're supposed to say over the salt, which you can find in the Key of Solomon, but I'll put that in the description. So there you go. First awesome hunter lore you can use. And yeah, okay. Always bless your salt, even if you're eating with it, which I don't recommend doing because this stuff gets in all kinds of gross stuff. So number two, poop, is iron. Now, iron is, think of acids and bases like in chemistry. If salt is an acid, iron is a base. Salt is a repellent to the supernatural. Iron is sort of like a conductor, but it's also a it's weird. Spirits can't cross a line of iron either, so a really easy way to make a spirit ward, which is basically a salt line or an iron line, is to get iron chain, which is kind of hard to find nowadays, but it works because you can just lay it down and then spirit can't cross. If you hit a ghost with iron, it dissipates. If you hit just about any spirit with iron, it gets hurt. Um, just about any iron will do. The purer the iron, the better. Steel works, eh, but you want to go with pure iron. There's many different forms of it all around, so it's not that difficult to find. This is like a really simple crowbar, and I use it sort of like a knife. Like if a spirit's right in front of me, just wham, right through, and they dissipate temporarily. You can also hit Fae with it, and they'll die pretty quickly. There's lots you can do with iron. It's a great thing. Demons hate this stuff as much as salt. Um, yeah, iron you can also load into shotgun shells if you're into that sort of thing. You can also make an iron knife. You just got to make sure that you clean it, because if it corrodes, you will never get the stuff off, and you can still use it, but it's gross, and this is much simpler. So yes. Now, you don't need a blessing for the iron. That stuff's good. You don't really need to bless the salt either. It's just nice to have, you know, backup measures, all that jazz. Um, yeah, and you can use those in other weapons too. It's salt and iron are your best friends. You should always have plenty of both. Um, Iron is a great tool for close combat if you're getting into close quarters with a spirit or a monster. I'll get into monsters later. Um, they're not like boogie boogie boogie. It's like a spirit with a human. It's complicated. I'll get to it later. But yeah, iron, salt. Conserve your salt because you're never going to have unlimited quantities of it. But you know, just use it properly. Um, the best thing you can do with salt is to make a circle of it because no spirit can enter that. If you're also lucky enough to get a spirit inside of that circle, it's stuck. So, yeah. Um, yeah, know how an entity will react to salt before you use it. Most entities just iron pisses them off and like it'll get them off your back, but salt sometimes just makes matters worse if it's in small quantities, like the kind you shoot from a shotgun. So yeah, just be wary of that. And if you plan on using um, iron shotgun shells or like iron pellets and stuff, be sure to be very careful because with rock salt rounds, they're probably not going to kill someone from like a good distance. With iron rounds, they are going to die, so do not do that. Um, it's much easier just to use it like a hand weapon, and then less people get hurt. Salt, load it in a shotgun shell. Go for it. Just no iron. Yeah. Um, and don't just like walk into like some like hunter bar or whatever and just be like, I got my salt and my iron. Just don't be a boob. But yeah, okay. So that's my spiel on iron and salt. Plenty of both, and you'll be fine. There's also a lot more weapons out there, like silver and holy water and stuff, and I'll explain all of that very shortly. Alright, so good night and God bless.